What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, and the Chicago Cubs just agreed to a deal with Joc Pederson pending a physical. Of course, we got to throw that asterisk in there. The Cardinals are making moves, possibly trading for Nolan Arenado. There's all sorts of stuff to talk about, so let's get right into it. Before we do get talking about it, though, I do want to make sure you guys are following me on social media. I got my Instagram and Twitter. That'll be in the description. Also, if you want to hear all about this, we'll have an episode of the Diamond in the Rough podcast releasing today, where we'll be talking all about these rumors and all sorts of other things. So be sure to follow and subscribe to those things. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. Drop a like on this video. Now let's get talking about both of these deals, potential deals, I should say. Now, Joc Pederson has agreed to a one-year, $7 million deal with the Chicago Cubs. Now, Joc Pederson, after coming up with the Dodgers in 2014 as a top prospect, in his rookie season in 2015, he played 150 games and hit 26 home runs. He only batted .210. I remember he was really hot before the All-Star break because he participated in the home run derby, and he kind of had a week at the end of the season that year. But since then, he's been pretty reliable in hitting at least 20 home runs for you. He kind of had a down year in 2017, where he only hit 11 home runs, even though he played 102 games. Most recent history we have from him was in 2019, where he put up 36 home runs while batting .249 in 149 games played. Now, last year in 2020, he didn't really have a spot on the team with the Dodgers, but he's definitely going to be a starter for the Chicago Cubs, probably going to be their starting left fielder, kind of filling the hole that Kyle Schwarber left. This is kind of interesting to me because I feel like Joc Pederson's a very similar player to Kyle Schwarber. Obviously, he's been a little bit better than Kyle Schwarber has, but this is kind of a very interesting deal to me. Now, I didn't realize how similar Joc Pederson and Kyle Schwarber were. They have the exact same career batting average, the exact same career on-base percentage. They're like 10 home runs apart in their career. They are .01% apart, slugging percentage and career OPS. They are legitimately the same player. They're like 10 strikeouts away from each other in their career. They're like 10 home runs away. Yeah, they're insanely similar. It's basically the same player. Joc Pederson plays first base. That's really the only thing that Kyle Schwarber didn't do that Joc Pederson brings to them. I don't know if they just like Joc Pederson a little bit more, or maybe he's going to be a little bit cheaper for them. I really don't know. I'm not sure what the Cubs see in him that they didn't see in Kyle Schwarber, but maybe they just wanted to change of pace, get Joc Pederson instead of Kyle. So very interesting how close in stats they are. The Cubs were definitely not my favorite to sign Joc Pederson right now. I think a lot of teams could have used him. The Indians could have used him. The Angels could have used him. The Braves. Literally, there's so many teams that could have used this deal, and Chicago Cubs weren't even probably in my top 10 of teams I thought were going to sign him. But hey, the Chicago Cubs make their first big move of the offseason to add something to their squad. Obviously, they've done a lot to subtract from their squad. So it's going to be a very interesting year in the NL Central after this move. I think the Cubs were the favorite before this move, and I think they're really the favorite now. They still have a really good core group of guys as long as they don't trade Chris Bryant. They still got Javi Baez. They still got Anthony Rizzo. Jason Hayward had a good year last year. Ian Happ had a good year last year. Wilson Contreras is a stud behind the dish. So 2021, the Cubs could actually be kind of scary. They probably need to add a little bit more pitching now that Kyle Hendricks is the only real good pitcher in that rotation, unless Alec Mills breaks out or something next year. So we're going to have to see, but this Joc Pederson move is a very good one for the Cubs, and I'm very surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised, I should say, that the Cubs went out and made this move. So good for them. Let's talk about the other team in the NL Central that is making some moves as well. Now, the Cardinals have been one of the quietest teams this offseason, doing just about nothing to better their squad. They lost key veterans like Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina. They could go out and re-sign both of those guys, but we haven't really heard much on that front yet. But they are in trade talks apparently with Nolan Arenado right now. Now, Nolan Arenado has signed an 8-year extension a few years back with the Colorado Rockies, where he gets paid an average of $35 million a year. So his current contract, he is getting paid through the 2026 season, where he's getting paid $35 million a year until 2025, where he gets $32 million, and then 2026, where he's getting $27 million a year. So it is going to be a very big contract to be taken on, and Nolan Arenado kind of had a down 2020. So we'll see what his trade value is right now compared to what it would have been last year, where he was one of the best probably the best third baseman in all of baseball. Obviously, the MLB Network came out with their third baseman rankings the other day, and they did him kind of dirty. But if our Cardinals are able to make this trade and not give up too much for him, this could be a big W for their squad. Imagine having him and Paul Goldschmidt batting back-to-back in the lineup. That'd be crazy. Obviously, Dylan Carlson came up last year, and he's going to be a stud. So they have a good future to look up to. They have 3 prospects in the top 100, including Dylan Carlson, so hopefully they don't have to give up any of those. But they have a pretty good farm system, as well as some good major league talent that could definitely be heading over to the Colorado Rockies. So we're going to have to see if the Colorado Rockies make this move. They're probably going to end up tanking. So we'll see. Trevor Story could come over in the deal as well. Herman Marquez is on the trade market if that's the case. So the Rockies have some pieces they could be moving if they obviously don't think they're going to contend next year with how good the top of their division is. And the Giants have been making some moves as well. So I kind of like this move for the Cardinals, and if the Rockies can get a haul back and maybe better their farm system, or at least get a little bit of more major league talent on that roster, I think it could be a good move for both teams. So we're going to have to see if anything does come out. You know, I'll be making another video for it, of course. Now let's look at Nolan Arenado's stats as well. Now, Nolan Arenado, since he came up with the Rockies in 2013, has won a Gold Glove in every single season that he's played. He's had a few years where he's been down offensively, but in Colorado, of course, his stats are going to be boosted a little bit. He still has put up insane numbers offensively. 42 home runs in 2015, 41 home runs in 2016, 37 and 38 in 2017 and 18, and then 41 home runs in 2019. He batted .315 in 2019. He has a career batting average of .293, a career OPS plus of 120, a career OPS of 890. My man has been absolutely elite behind the plate the last few years, with the exception of 2020 where he was kind of injured, and he has been absolutely by far the best defensive third baseman in all of baseball since he came up. So if the Cardinals are able to get him, not only is he going to make an impact at the plate, he's going to make a big impact on defense behind some of those pitchers. So it's going to be a very big help to the squad if they're able to get a guy like Nolan Arenado. And like I said, he'll be really good in that lineup with guys like Dylan Carlson and Paul Goldschmidt. So if you're a Cardinals fan, this is a very exciting time for you. You really hope that you can get this deal done and not have to give up too much. Hopefully you don't have to give up either of those top 100 prospects in the process. So we'll have to see. It is a lot of money to take on as well, so it might affect the cap space a little bit. I know the Cardinals aren't big spenders typically, but if they want to contend in the NL Central, this is definitely a move that would help them do that. Now that is going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content. Leave a like on this video and comment if you're upset that your team missed out on Angels legend Joc Pederson. Thanks again for watching. I do have some content getting ready for you guys. I got my first MLB The Show video coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button, turn those noties on if you want to be notified when it's posted. I'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate you watching.